Welcome to 2K Sports. We have the NBA coming up. Great to have you with us. With two Hall of Famers, Doris Burke and Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce, our reporter. It's the Chicago Bulls taking on the Boston Celtics. It'll be the Celtics off the tip. So let's take a look at the Chicago Bulls starting lineup. Pass to Ainge. Six to shoot. Late clock. The Celtics got to hurry here.
Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
Here's Paxson. He takes it in. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
Heady play to stop that easy layup right there. I mean, make him earn it at the line.
Shooting for Chicago, John Paxson taking 2 shots.
And he drops it first. Good on both.
The way he's shooting free throws tonight, you simply don't want to put him there.
Pass to Bird. Back to Johnson. 16 feet out. Offensive rebound. Controls the rebound and the putback.
Huge putback. This guy plays with so much energy.
I don't know anybody that goes after the boards harder. And just over a minute played here to start the game.
Got to credit the defense. They found a way to stop him, and that's never an easy task.
Here's Bird. And a bit of a battle for the ball, and the officials signal a jump ball here. And so here is Chicago. First minute and a half of basketball played here in this one. Here's Cartwright. Nails the wide open jumper.
And you got to defend better than that. I mean, that's a good look for him.
That's not coming with the right mentality. The defender neither closes the space nor challenges the shot. That's frustrating as a coach, boy.
Bird, that's good.
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
Pass to Pippen. Now Graham. Jordan up top. Shoots. It's good from the top of the key.
Well, you love the activity out there. What a play. This guy is busy on the offensive end.
Back to Johnson. Pass to Bird. The kick out to Johnson. Just 4 to shoot. To the inside. Here's Parrish. Uses the glass on the layup.
You're fighting to keep the possession alive, something this guy does so well.
Jordan with it. First quarter of play, and we're about 3 minutes in. And the ball out of bounds. The Celtics will have it. So it's Boston now. Here's Ainge. Right wing. Outside Johnson. Here's Bird. Counted from distance. 5 points in the game.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Pass to Paxson. Here's Pippen. It's tipped. Now Jordan. Just 5 on the clock. From outside the arc. Got a hand on it. Outside Johnson. Inside. And Jordan comes to help. The kick out to Johnson. Pass to Ainge. Here's Bird. To the inside. And they forced the shot clock violation. Great D. Let's take another look at the staunch defense during that mobile 1 block.
That'll put some fear into the shooters, and he made sure to do it early, too.
Here's Paxson. Grant outside. Here's Pippen. That shot off. Out to the right wing. Pass to Parrish. Here's McHale. The steal. Here's Pippen. Well, he hasn't scored yet, but I'm sure that'll change. Here's Jordan. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. The Celtics with the lead. Johnson with it. Yep, count it. Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
And the Bulls call time here.
Lots to talk about here, guys. I mean, losing momentum and looking for answers.
I think here you have just got to get back to what you do best and then live with the results.
And Chicago has possession, trailing by 5. Now here's Grant. And here's Jordan. Shot clock at 6. Oh, the teardrop falls in. Jordan's gotten his 2nd bucket of the game.
Boy, that's beautiful touch on the floater. And let's remember, not everyone has that shot in their arsenal.
The shot by Johnson, no good. Chicago with the ball. Here's Pippen. Now quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. To the middle. Jordan inside. 2nd chance shot. Cartwright gets the bucket.
Second chance points are always painful. Have to make the effort to box out.
No doubt those extra possessions can really add up against you when you do not take care of the defensive glass.
Here's McHale. The Bulls making their last shot. Shoots over Grant. The bank shot, no good.
Boy, what a job defensively. You couldn't play that any better.
Pass to Pippen. Here's Paxson. Let's go with a 3. It's rebounded by McHale. Here's Johnson. That's his 3rd basket in 5 shots. Solid work.
It's easy to say. This guy wanted it more, creating the 2nd chance opportunity and cashing in.
Here's Jordan. It's tipped. And it's out of bounds. Still Chicago's ball. And the Bulls making a change here.
Dave Corzine, Sam Vincent.
Celtics on D. It's a 3-point game. To the paint. Here's Jordan. Here's Grant. Rebound Boston.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
Nice one-handed jam. Simple and effective, B.A.
Hey, with the lead, I'm surprised he didn't come up with something a little more creative. Now here's Jordan. Pass to Vincent. Down low. Here's Pippen. Count it. And that shot gets him in the books. He's 1 for 3.
Pounding it inside early and often, setting a physical tone.
Outside Johnson. Here's Bird. Comes up empty down low.
I love how they've attacked the boards here in the first quarter.
Here's Pippen.
He's showing us the handles a little bit right there. All the way to the rack.
And with the statement finish, too. Don't know how you stop that, man. Here's Ainge. Well, he hasn't put up any points yet in this one. Pass to Johnson. Here's McHale. He's covered by Grant. Ainge. And a nice finish on the layup.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
Here's Vincent. Covered by Johnson. Now Jordan. And he banks in the layup. Jordan's got 6.
Good execution. They're getting some short-range looks here.
Poke loose. Ooh, it's stolen by Jordan. Jumps up and slam dunk by Jordan.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
Here's Bird. He has 7. Here's Ainge. And it's off the back of the rim. No good. Jordan against Johnson. Jordan up top. Give him 8 points now. Can't connect from short range.
Well, it hasn't been the most efficient game for this guy, but their team is fortunate to still be out in front.
Here's McHale. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Grant's got 4 rebounds now. Chicago leading. Pass to Jordan. Give him that one. Now shooting 5 for 11 from the floor.
Their defense just falls apart once the ball goes inside.
They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
2 minutes remaining.
Here's Bird.
2 minutes.
They grab their own miss. And that one's good. Give him 8.
This guy is putting his fingerprints all over the game in this quarter. He has flat out dominated the offensive end.
From 12 feet. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Here's Ainge. Pass to Parrish. Grant with a steal. Here's Vincent. The shot, no good. And Boston going the other way now. Here's Bird. Here's Parrish. Ooh, coming through again. Shooting 5 for 7 now.
What an aggressive mindset in this period. He's starting to take over.
Grant outside. Pass to Vincent. To the inside. Now Jordan. Clock at 6. Oh, he missed the layup. He had it with the pump fake. Now the Celtics on the move. Now Johnson. He's covered by Grant. Here's Parrish. Knocks it loose. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Grant. Tries to break his ice. Jordan misses. Here's Ainge. Over Jordan. He got it up. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. It's the Celtics up 1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in a moment. Good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. All right, guys, what do you think about the Celtics here in this one?
Well, it's pretty obvious. I mean, cashing in on extra opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Yeah, the defense hasn't been there. They are getting hammered on second chance opportunities.
Chicago trailing here. Outside Davis. Pass to Vincent. Six to shoot. The Bulls need to get off a shot. Here's Hodges. And Walton pulls it down. Boston on offense. And so in the game for the Bulls. Here's Seasting. McHale, and it's good. First made shot in 4 attempts.
Got to show more strength on the low block to keep him out of position.
Well, it's a couple of things here, I think. Certainly the effort, the willingness to fight, and the willingness to push him off of his comfort zone.
Here's Vincent. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game from him. Pass to Davis. Knocked loose. Now the Celtics on the move. Here's Seasting. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance at a three-point play.
Oh, that's impactful defense right there. Finding a steal and instantly turning it into offense.
All right, guys, what's your take on the hustle stats for the Celtics?
Take note of the work they've done on the offensive glass to this point, guys. A bunch of putbacks for them.
And they've taken advantage of the turnovers they've caused, getting a lot of their offense straight off their defense.
Here's Vincent. Pass to Hodges. Six on the shot clock. Here's Vincent. Comes up empty from 19 feet out. Here's Wedman. Here's McHale. Checked by Davis. Davis on the double team. Pass to Seasting. And it's Chicago with a board.
And for him, that's a great look. Expect him to go right back to it if it's available.
No doubt. Very good play call, good execution. Sometimes it just doesn't fall.
Here's Vincent. Well, no scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's Sellers. From deep. And again, Chicago, no good. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Here's Walton. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. And the Celtics lead by 8.
That pass was about the location, puts it perfectly into the hands of his teammate.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
You know, I think one thing Coach will address in this timeout right now is you're missing a lot of shots. Why not become more of a facilitator out there?
Coming onto the floor for the Bulls, Bill Harper.
And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second. Outside Davis. Pass to Paxson. Here's Hodges. Out to the right wing. Inside. 5 on the clock. Here's Sellers. And again, no good by Chicago. And the Celtics in possession here. Here's Walton. Checked by Davis. Here's Seasting to the paint. Bearing his second of 3 attempts.
This run has been fueled by their Matador defense.
They're having a hard time stopping this run.
And B.A. can't afford to keep coming up empty.
Pass to Paxson. Here's Hodges. On the wing, Davis. Here's Paxson. Here's Sellers. Offline with a 3.
And they're up considerably because of their efforts on the glass.
To the middle. And he goes up strong with a one-handed jam.
And adds a few more points to their lead, showing off some style.
Wow, that was prime time stuff right there. Timeout called here. Chicago decides to talk it over.
Protecting the rim has to be their top objective right now.
And the question they're going to have to answer to me is it a problem with the scheme or is it a problem with matchups?
Here's Cartwright. Pass to Paxson. Here's Sellers. Here's Cartwright. It's rebounded by McHale.
It's obvious they're becoming frustrated. Nothing seems to be going their way.
It's just been one of those games, and they need to find a way to turn it around before it gets completely away from them.
Here's Seasting. 5 to shoot. Another shot. And that one goes in as he's fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw.
Charles Davis. That's his first personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for your Celtics, Bill Walton. At the line with one shot.
Well, it's going to take something special now to get him back in this game.
Unfortunately, it just doesn't seem likely.
Pass to Davis. Here's Hodges. Well, he hasn't put up any points yet in this one. Here's Sellers. To win the run. And it's Hodges missing. Boston with the ball. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. Here's Seasting. Pass to Wedman. And he recovers it. Here's Vincent. Here's McHale. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Second chance effort, and he sinks the layup. He has 6.
Yeah, their defense is starting to wear down. That's 3 straight buckets at the rim.
Things just don't seem to be clicking for them offensively.
Yeah, they really need to find a way to get back on track.
Pass to Paxson. Here's Hodges. Lets the 3 fly. Cartwright's shot is off. Here's Vincent. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And why go away from attacking inside if the D has no answer for you?
A challenging stretch here for Chicago. Still looking for their first basket since the first quarter. Here's Sellers. Pass to Cartwright. Fades away. The shot misses. And Boston going the other way now. Here's Vincent. Driving in. Seasting. There's the block. And he's able to get it back. Here's McHale. Here's Wedman. Fires the 3. It's hauled in by Paxson.
Just enough of a shot contest to bother him.
Oh, no good. Unable to end this run. Down low. Here's Seasting. Rebound by the Bulls.
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
Pass to Walton. Shot from 16. Here's McHale. And that one's good. A nice job on the glass as they picked up 2 on the second effort.
And when you're the ones trying to fight your way back into the game, you simply cannot allow second chances.
Well, how about the effort on the glass? Even with this lead, I love that they're still going after it.
Here's Hodges. Pass to Sellers. Oh, he tries a 3. He's off on that one. Now the Celtics take it the other way. Here's Vincent. Here's Walton. With the 10-footer. It's hauled in by Paxson. Here are the Bulls with the ball. No points yet here in the second quarter for him. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
His first personal
No
foul.
debate there. He
First
got
team
hammered.
foul. Shooting for Chicago, John Paxson at the line for 2.
And the first one at the line is good. Both teams deciding to change it up. He's perfect from the line this time. Here's Ainge. Pass to Bird. Here's Ainge. Now Johnson. And it's Jordan with the rebound. Here's Paxson. Grant outside. Tipped away. Shot clock at 6. Here's Bird driving to the basket, and he jams it home with authority.
Adding insult to injury with the dunk off the steal.
Nice to see a good play on D. That led to some fireworks.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
Jordan with the bucket.
Got it in deep, and that's how you do it.
Here's Ainge, covered by Jordan. Pass to Bird.
2 minutes.
Now here's Johnson.
First half. 2 minutes.
To the wing on the left. Here's Ainge. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it. It's good.
Well orchestrated, and then the pass is right on the money.
Jordan high post. He's got 12. Pass to Paxson. Here's the 3. Pure from three-point range. 7 points in the game.
And when you're trailing in a game, it can be tempting to try to go for the big play.
Oh, it's stolen by Jordan. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. To the inside. Here's Bird. The quick look, no good that time. 1:06 left in the first half. Tipped. Johnson with it. Inside. Here's Parrish. And it's rejected. And it's going to be out of bounds. Boston will have another go. Vincent checked in for Chicago.
Sam Vincent.
Here's Ainge, covered by Jordan. Pass to Wedman. Shot clock at 5. Here's Bird. Shoots over Grant. Again, the miss by the Celtics. 32 seconds left in the half. Outside Johnson. Pass to Parrish. The kick out to Johnson. Here's Parrish. 10 points for him. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway. And so it's the Boston Celtics, a sizable 18-point lead at the end of the period. How about the way they've attacked the paint? This throwback approach is paying off. More NBA on 2K Sports right after this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. They ended the period holding on to a slim 1-point lead. They just exploded in the second quarter, grabbing the momentum and running with it. Basket after basket, and they played stingy defense. Now they've got a halftime lead that's going to be very difficult to erase. And taking a look at the Celtics, Kenny, what did you see out there?
They're getting a lot out of their bench. A lot. For the most part, opponents' game plan is to take away the starter. But then, when the second unit comes in and plays with this type of intensity and torches the nets, you created a whole new problem for the other team.
And Shaq, what'd you think about Chicago?
They're not shooting it well so far. Actually, they've been terrible. Fellas, I got an idea for you. Feed the post. Let the big man eat. Jeez.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take it out to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joe, what up?
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. Now here's Jordan. 19-footer. Parrish with a rebound. And for the Bulls, here's Ainge. Second shot opportunity. Shot's good by McHale.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
Now here's Grant. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game from him. Just 5 to shoot. No good off the glass. Boston on offense. Ooh, it's stolen by Jordan. Pass to Paxson. Here's Pippen. And here's Jordan. He can't hit that time.
Well, I guarantee you this is not what they talked about in the locker room. 0 for 3 and looking lost.
First team foul.
And that was a great replay we just saw of our mobile one block.
Let's see if that block can amp up this team. I mean, they're looking for anything to get themselves going.
Boston with the ball. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. Pass to Bird. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul. At the line, Larry Bird. At the line for 2 shots.
The first one falls. Both good from the line that time. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the third quarter. And he lobs it up and slam dunk by Jordan.
And how sweet was that play?
10-point pass, set up the alley-oop flush. Outside Johnson. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call.
Bulls ball.
Here's Paxson, covered by Johnson. Grant outside. Pass to Pippen. And there's the rejection. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. Four on the clock. Oh, from deep.
I know he's got to be frustrated right now, but the team is fighting from behind. He's got to stay with it. Well, you get exactly what you want right there. Clean look, right at the cup. Nicely done.
Now here's Johnson. Pass to McHale. It's rebounded by Grant. Grant's got 6 rebounds in the game. To the paint. Jordan with the bucket. Jordan's got 16 points. One side is dominated tonight.
Yeah, they've done a fantastic job of imposing their pace and style of play.
Pass to Ainge. Here's Bird. Here's Parrish.
And no surprise here, right? This guy is not only a gifted player, but he is so smart on the offensive end.
Now Jordan. He's got 16. Misses the layup.
Let's give some credit to the defense for how they're guarding this guy right now, because they're refusing to let him get comfortable.
You're not going to get stops against him unless you give an effort.
Just over 3.5 minutes through the third. Jordan with it. And he drives in. Pass to Paxson. Here's Pippen from downtown. It's rebounded by McHale.
He is just not taking smart shots out there, a pattern he has fallen into tonight.
Bird, that's good.
Yeah, just late help on the defensive side. I mean, just another breakdown for them.
And I'll tell you, you look up at the scoreboard, that's correct. They have a big lead for a reason.
Now here's Grant. Boy, he's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Can't hit the turnaround jumper.
Boy, against so little defensive pressure, you have to convert that.
Parrish. Blocked! Here's Pippen to the middle. Jordan with the bucket. Jordan's got 6 here in the quarter.
What a terrific pass. Work the ball inside and create a good look for your teammate.
Outside Johnson. To the right side. Down low. Here's Ainge. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2.
Jordan. That's his second personal foul.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Celtics.
I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In the first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
The number of second chance points they've gotten has also been big. They've kept so many possessions alive with offensive rebounds.
The first free throw is good. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Here's Pippen trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
On the take. Out of bounds. Bulls ball as Chicago keeps possession. Timeout called here. Chicago decides to talk it over.
Coach is not happy with their effort on the defensive glass. They're giving up way too many second chance points.
It's T-shirt Bonanza. Make some noise.
And here are the Bulls now. Jordan with the bucket.
We've seen that more than once today. An effortless basket inside.
Here's Seasting. Pass to Bird. 6 to shoot. From deep, Johnson. Kept alive by Boston. Great positioning on the putback.
And those second chance buckets are major bonus points if you can get them.
Here's Sellers. Grant, left side. Pass to Jordan.
Yeah, he tried to gain position, but couldn't quite get there.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Celtics on D. It's a 22-point lead, the most they've led by.
The floater can be a tricky shot, but that's the right choice.
Here's Seasting. Outside Johnson. And the three-pointer goes. Johnson's got 5.
Good play call and good execution. The offense running on all cylinders.
Pass to Pippen. Now here's Jordan, covered by Johnson. The teardrop. And he makes it. Jordan's got 10 points here in the second half.
I'll tell you, despite this guy's strong play in this period, they're still behind. Someone else has got to step up.
Knocked away. Using his post moves to get the 2 points. Jordan's got 24.
Well, this quarter has been all about this guy. He is trying to close the gap in the score.
Pass to Bird. Here's Parrish. Book it again. 7 for 12 and going at the defense.
And this is exactly what he's capable of. He finds different ways to make an impact. This time on the offensive glass.
How about the hustle on display there? That kind of effort will earn respect from everyone.
Just showing some tremendous authority controlling the boards. Love it.
Wow, what a performance. And he's not just winning with physical ability, he's winning with anticipation.
Here's Walton. The jump hook. The rebound by Sellers. Jordan up top. 24 points for him. Pass to Pippen. Back to Jordan. And slam dunk by Jordan.
And a solid pick to free him up for the dunk.
Boy, the timing there couldn't be any better.
The execution was simply flawless. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you run that play.
Walton. And it's Chicago with a board. Here's Hodges. Launches a 3. That one is off. They've got a commanding lead.
It just seems like everything is going their way.
Here's Seasting. Deflected. Here's Hodges. To the inside. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Boy, the bounce pass put right on the money. Nice assist.
And the officials will call the illegal screen here.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
Here's Vincent, looking for his first basket still in this one. Pass to Hodges. Rebounded by Johnson.
No matter what he's tried, it hasn't worked. Unfortunately, the team is suffering from that.
Seasting got a hand on it. Out of bounds. Celtics ball as Boston keeps possession. Bulls on D, trailing by 17. Here's Bird. Misses off the left iron. Chicago with the ball. Here's Hodges. Rebound Boston. Earlier they held a 23-point lead. It's a 3-on-3 fast break. Here's Seasting. And the layup falls. He's got 5.
Willing passers, unselfish play. You have to appreciate this kind of offense.
Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
Here's Pippen.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Pass to Hodges. Clock at 4. The ball's knocked loose. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession.
Chicago ball.
Tries a 3 off the inbound.
They need everyone clicking here. Unfortunately, his game has gone the other direction.
I'll tell you, a rough quarter for him, and that puts so much pressure on the guys around him.
Pass to Bird. Got a piece of it. Here's Pippen. Here's Vincent. There's a minute 26 left in the third. Here's Sellers. Good on the shot.
Always helps to get these kinds of looks, right? Super easy to convert from that distance.
Outside Johnson. Pass to Bird. Pulls up. And he hits the jumper. And the Celtics lead by 19.
And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Corzine's shot is good.
Man, that's now 10 straight points in the paint. I'm not sure what's happened to their defense.
Here's Seasting. He's got 5. Pass to Bird. The rebound by Corzine. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Looking to get back on track. And it's Hodges missing.
He hasn't been able to find his touch this quarter.
Well, not at the offensive end, certainly. He cannot buy a bucket right now.
The offensive rebound. And he hits it and gets hacked. A 3-point chance here if he can convert.
Credit the plays they're calling for. Getting him right now some good shots.
Personal foul. 4th team foul. At the line, Robert Parrish. At the line, shooting 1.
Here's Pippen. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And so it's the Boston Celtics. They have a confident 20-point lead right now. Defense is setting the tone. We'll be right back with you shortly. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. Pass to Bird. Plenty of space. And that's good for 2.
Outstanding pass, on time and on target.
From Dennis Johnson.
Here's Vincent. And for the Bulls, here's Sellers. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
Sam
Put a little
Vincent.
flair on that one.
Yes, he did. Man, he's a strong finisher, huh? Pass to Bird. Oh, they get a hand on it. Vincent can't hit.
And it was a great chance to finish on the break, and he flubs it.
It was right there for him. He'd love to have that one back. That was embarrassing. There is an imagination, a creativity. This guy's passing drives the offense.
Here's Vincent, covered by Johnson. 4th quarter still young, just over a minute played. Here's Sellers. Parrish with a rebound. And Boston has possession. Here's Ainge. Pass to Bird. Inside. Shot's good by McHale.
Great finish. What a setup. Terrific ball movement there.
They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
Here's Pippen. It's rebounded by McHale. They are blowing this one open.
Maybe the only question is how big will this lead grow?
And the bucket is good.
And another great assist. The offense is really clicking now.
Here's Pippen. And it's blocked. Out of bounds. Bulls ball as Chicago keeps possession. The Bulls making a switch here. Grant's checked in. Here's Vincent. Clock at 6. And rejected. Here's Vincent. And there's the drive. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Making plays at both ends of the floor, and it shows up in the box score.
Well, what I loved is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
Here's Pippen. Looking to win the drought. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
He hears the whistle, and he keeps his concentration and is able to knock it down.
At the line for the Bulls, Scottie Pippen. At the line for 1.
One shot.
This is why you want ball movement and player movement.
And that's made it hard for the defense to key in on any one individual.
Here's Ainge. Pass to Vincent. Smith outside. 6 to shoot. Here's Vincent. From deep. They get it back. McHale. Another shot. And he lays it in.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Chicago with the ball. Pass to Vincent. It's tipped. Up top, Smith. And he slams it in one-handed.
BA, the one-hand dunk just looks so fluid.
Yeah, and absolutely. Even smooth when he's powering it home like that. Here's Paxson. Here's Purdue.
Shooting for Chicago, Will Purdue, 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
No good on the free throw. That one misses. Boston on offense. They're on a 14-5 run. Smith left side. No luck on that one. Now Chicago takes it the other way. Here's Vincent. Pass to Miller. Here's Vincent. He shoots a 3. The Bulls with another miss.
This is a quarter he'd rather forget. This guy just can't seem to get the lid off of that bucket.
They get the rebound. Ainge. The layup off target. Pass to Davis. Now here's Brown. Drives to the hoop. Soft touch off the glass.
Well, defensively, to me, you've got to do a better job communicating once the screen comes.
To the inside. Jones, his shot is good.
They're winning the battle down low by imposing their will.
They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
Here's Purdue. Over Jones. Purdue can't get it to go. Boston on offense. They're on a 16-7 run. Jones misses.
Well, he did everything right till he got to the rim. He needs to finish that.
Down low. Tries again. It's blocked. Here's Vincent, defended by Brown. Counted for Vincent.
And Vincent.
And here's Brown. Pass to Miller. To the paint. From 8 feet. Misses off the right iron. Here's Ainge. To the middle. Here's Jones. Perfect pass to set up the lay-in.
They're just taking what the defense gives them. And right now, that's the interior.
Outside, Brown. Pass to Davis. And there's the rejection. And it's out of bounds. Still Chicago's ball. Brown, he's checked in for Boston. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's scooped up. Corzine, nice work on the boards, paying off with a basket.
Well, what a job. Punching the ball to the interior and finishing in the paint. Nice.
Brown against Brown. Pass to Vincent. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
That's his first.
Man, good whistle there.
Foul. First team foul. At the line, Sam Vincent. At the line for 2.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
And he knocks down the first one.
And they've been so much more aggressive drawing the whistle here in the second half.
And he makes both free throws. Now Brown. Pass to Davis. Here's Corzine, defended by Brown. The shot by Corzine, no good. Brown against Brown. Back to Brown. Here's Vincent. Miller pulls it in.
Well, we talk about the value of great rim protection. That's a shot he typically makes.
To the inside. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
That's his third personal foul. Third team foul. At the line for the Bulls, Dave Corzine. Taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes a first. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Boy, this could snowball if they continue to put up points.
I can't say enough about their performance.
Smith with it. Now guarded by Brown.
It's just a bad foul. Gotta be smarter than this.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
Davis against Smith. Into the lane. Pass to Walton. Doesn't go that time. Now Chicago takes it the other way. Tries to save it. And it's out of bounds. Still Chicago's ball.
Bulls ball.
Here's Corzine. Pass to Brown. Left side Davis. Fades and shoots. And he can't bank that one in.
Listen, we know the mid-range game is in this guy's arsenal, but you wonder, should he have moved it just one pass more?
And here's Brown. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Here's Miller. On the wing, Davis. Pass to Brown. Shot clock at 6. From deep three-point range. The rebound, Celtics. Brown with it. Smith outside. Here's Walton. Fader on the way, and the shot goes. Here's Brown.
Two minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Outside Davis. Misses the 3.
You will not see this guy miss many of those. He's one of the keys to their floor spacing.
Up top, Smith. Outside, Brown. Pass to Vincent. Fires the 3. That shot is off. So the Bulls will take it the other way. Left side, Davis. Misses from close range. 1:16 left to play in the fourth quarter. Here's Vincent. It's Brown on the wing. Inside. Oh, it's blocked. It deflects off the backboard. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. The Celtics making a switch here. Williams is checked in. The Bulls making a switch here. Four on the clock. From 12 feet. Jones misses. 50 seconds left in the fourth. Here's Brown. Here's Corzine. Jones grabs the board. Boston on offense. Here's Vincent. Outside Jones. Good. And Brown gets the assist.
Knew exactly where his teammate would be. That's a product of good chemistry.
Pass to Paxson. Here's Miller. To the paint. Shot to end the cold streak. Purdue can't get it to go. Now here's Brown. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. They didn't have too many problems tonight.
They didn't. Just a tremendous team effort. Once they had that big lead, they were not going to let the visitors back into the game.
For Allie LaForce, Grant Hill, and Doris Burke, I'm Brian Anderson saying thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.